There are many custom characters you can make in This War of Mine, and today we will be going over the first of them. Welcome back to a survivor's guide to This War of Mine. Today we will be looking at the Insurance Agent. So if you want to learn how to set up custom characters, I have already made a video on it, and you can go search that up. Today we will be simply focusing on the abilities of the Insurance Agent and the information that we have about their story. Let's start with their ability, which is that they are persuasive. This gives a boost to their trading, but it is worth noting that it is not as good a boost as Catcher gets. In fact, I think it is about half. They are also not the best at combat and are tied at the bottom with Sveta. We don't know much else about them, but from my experience they have a medium move speed and are roughly centre of the ground on personality and morality. As for the rest of their information, if you find out anything extra, it would be great for you to drop it in the comments so that we can all share it. Now we will move on to their story. Given that they can be either male or female when you create them, I'm going to stick to gender neutral words when telling their story. I'll do the same for all the custom characters just to make it easier. Note that this character's story mentions their partner, who is either named John or Katie. So here it is, the opening description. This fucking siege couldn't have come at a worse moment. I have a partner. We first met during a student exchange in the United Kingdom. They came to Pogren for holiday, and then we moved here to stay. We just finished paying off our flat and we were about to get married when we got the news of the siege. They managed to board one of the last planes that left before the airport got closed. I didn't. It's been about 3 years now since I last saw them and no letter has come. I'm worried. They don't get any stories in the game, but they do have multiple endings. So for the Insurance Agent, we do have all of these, but for some of the other custom characters, their endings are missing. If you do find any of those, please do drop them in the comments. I am going to try and avoid doing any gap fillers, so I'm just going to use generic, gender-neutral language for this entire thing. So here are the Insurance Agent endings. If they die during the war. It wasn't until a year after their war that their partner learned of their tragic death. But at that time, they had already been married to someone else anyway. If they kill themselves. Overcome by despair, and having lost all hope to see their partner ever again, they chose to end their life. If they decide to leave the shelter one day. One night, they left the shelter to attempt to escape from Pogren. They were shot dead by a military sniper. If they get to the end of the war, but they have got bad karma from their actions. To their disappointment, their fears came true. Years of separation put their feelings to the test, and their partner eventually gave up on them. The hope of them seeing their partner again was what had kept them alive through the war. Now their life became empty and pointless. Their depression discouraged others from attaching themselves to them, and they remained lonely for the rest of their life. If they make it to the end of the war, but are traumatised by what has happened to them. As soon as it became possible, they went to the UK to visit their beloved. They tried being together again, but it did not work out. Their war experiences and long separation changed them too much, so they decided to go their separate ways. Eventually, each found someone to live the rest of their life with. They remain pen friends, if nothing more. And finally, their best ending, if they get to the end of the war, happy and without causing atrocities. They survived the war and managed to find their partner. It turned out their partner had sent many letters, but had failed to reach them in Pogren due to the siege. It took them some time to adjust to being together again, but they finally resumed their wedding plans. So there we have it. That is the story of the Custom Insurance Agent. I hope you found that useful and will consider liking and subscribing. I will be back next week with the Psychiatrist and then all the custom characters beyond. Ta-ra.